Hello everybody, just wanted to share with everyone some of my houseplants that I have indoor growing. This one, I love the coloring. I just got this one about 2 weeks ago, and the reason I picked this plant is because of its light green and kind of like a variegation on the leaves here. I think this one is called a Ficus Benjamina, if I'm not mistaken, or a weeping ficus. I would have to double check. I'm terrible at houseplant names, so I'll try my best to put the names on the screen. This one right here is a snake plant, and it is ginormous now. I bought it as a small plant, probably up to here. It's about 4 or 5 years now that I've had it, so it's grown quite a bit. This one right here requires very little water. I rarely ever water it. It seems to do well in different type of lighting. I've moved it around my living room several times. Some spots are brighter than others, and it seems to still be very happy. Oh, by the way, this one right here, I'm still learning how to grow it, but I believe one day it's gonna grow to be quite big. Right now, I love the size of it right now. So I'm hoping that it'll stay small for another 4 or 5 years until it grows really big. But based on my research, this one does not require a lot of watering, and it also likes to dry out between watering, so it does not like to be soaking wet. So I'm learning how to grow this one. I'll keep you posted how it does in my house. These are some of the cacti that I have. This is actually a baby rose of Sharon. I bought it as a teeny tiny plant, and look at her now. She has not bloomed for me yet, but she's growing bigger. I swear this one is the same size as it was when I first bought it. It seems to have put on very little growth. I guess it's kind of normal for cactus to be like that. This is one of my very favorite. Look at this. This does not look like water droplets on there. I love it so much that I've been trying to look for a second one, and I can't seem to find it anywhere. This one look even extra gorgeous if there's sunlight shining on it. So pretty. It's like a bunny ear cacti. My daughter loved it at one point, so I got a whole bunch for her, but she kind of phased out of it now. That's why I have a few of them right there. There's one here and another one there. I have no idea what this is. I think it's part of the snake family. Yes, but I don't know what the name is. This one I bought as a tiny plant. It was right here, and it's grown that much, and it's taken a while for it to grow that tall. You notice here, I got some yellow sticky tape, and I'll cover why I have a whole bunch of them. There's some over there too, all over my house. Yes, there is a reason why I have them here. They look so ugly, but they're necessary. Another favorite plant, house plant of mine, are orchids. Love these guys, and especially these pink magenta color. Look at that. Is she not gorgeous? Oh my gosh, can't get over this color. I seen her and I knew I had to add her to my collection. I also have a white one here. White typically is not my favorite color, but it was gifted to me. I much prefer these type of coloring. Another gorgeous color. Look at the blooms on there, and they last for weeks and weeks. So they kind of bloom in, they form their spikes early fall, late fall, and they start to bloom in the winter time, and the blooms will last for weeks and weeks. And so it's so pretty. Here is a rubber plant, and I think it's a Ficus elastica. Don't quote me on that one. I'll put the names on the screen. I bought 3 of these guys. They're like about this big when I got it, and it's grown quite a bit. I love how thick the leaves are on these guys. Oh, I need to clean them. Look how dusty they are. Oh, I hate dusting these guys because there's so many of them to do. But yes, it's grown really big, and I love the texture of the leaves. This is one of the reasons why I have quite a few of these rubber plants in my collection. More yellow sticky tape there. Another variety of the ficus rubber plant. Same variety as this one, just different coloring. This one has the variegation, and I love this one because it has the pinkish color when it first comes out. And if you look closely, you'll see some of my leaves are chewed. And that is because our lovely dog, Taro, loves to bite on my plants. Even though they're not good for her, sometimes it gives her a upset stomach, but it has not stopped her from trying to reach them. Well, she'll climb on the couch right here and she'll try to reach for them. And I've also have it on a very tall stand. Somehow she always managed to get to them. All mangled. Look at my poor plant. So I have 3 in this one too. Also bought them as tiny baby plants and they're grown quite a bit. I can't wait until this one grows bigger. Next is my bird of paradise plant. This one is so tall right now. It's probably 5-6 feet. When I bought it, it came in a planter, you know, one of those ones that the stores have where they have a variety of plants put together. This was part of it. And I think this was probably 5, maybe 6 years-ish ago. So after it was done blooming for the season, I dismantled the planter and separated them. So I have 2 of this in my house. I think they're supposed to flower, but they won't flower unless they are a certain size and they receive full sun also, I believe. And I think you're supposed to grow them for like maybe 6, 7, 8 years or so before they even flower. So I'm not hoping for it to flower. I grow it or keep it for its foliage and the height of the plant. So even if it doesn't flower, I'm okay with that. This plant right here, I've had for quite a while too, at least 5-6 years. I got it as a baby plant. I have no idea what the name of it is. So if anybody knows what it is called, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to know what it's called. But it does very well. I've had it in several different, again, I move my plants around all the time. So this one does prefer brighter light, but it seems to do okay also in less light. And it seems to be happy. Actually, you know what, when I first bought it, there was 2 branch and 1 died off. So there's only 1 remaining now for me. Next to it is also one of my favorite. This is a ZZ plant. I think this one I've had for over 10 years now, and it is ginormous. It's about 4.5, 5 feet now, and very easy to take care of. It needs very little watering. It seems to do well in different spots in my house also. I've moved it around, low light, brighter light. It seems to be happy. I've also propagated from cutting from this one, and the baby plants are in different parts, another part of my house. Another one where I love because of how thick and glossy the leaves are. I try my best to dust them periodically, but look how dusty it is. Oh, I should really keep up with my dusting, but it's just such a pain to do because look at the amount of leaves I have to go through. Summertime, sometimes I might bring some of these plants outside and spray them down. That's the easiest way to so-called dust them. But if I had to do it by hand, it takes me forever. Hence why it is a bit dusty, because I haven't had time to do it. So these are the plants I have on my main floor living room. The reason they're here is because this is the brightest spot in this room. It's a north-facing, these are north-facing windows. They are bright all day long, but never direct sunlight. And my orchids are very happy here because they do like bright light, but they cannot withstand prolonged direct sunlight. It will burn their leaves and I think also burn the flowers. So yes, this is my collection. And they will have to do until I am able to garden out there. I have to admit, between gardening outdoors and having houseplant, I much prefer gardening outside. But because winter here is pretty long for us, it's months upon months, I do love to have houseplants during the winter time. It kind of fulfills that void when I'm not able to garden outside. I do have another section upstairs. It's kind of like a landing or a foyer on the second floor that I have some plants up there too. So I will include those and show you what I have up there. So here's the second bird of paradise that I mentioned that I have. It is located right here at the front of my house. And as you can see, right up here, I have a whole bunch of plants also up there. So I'll take you up shortly. This spot is great for plants because it has a skylight here that lets in a lot of sunlight, so plants are very happy here. I think this part of the house, I would call it a landing or a upper level foyer, and this is where I have the rest of my collection of plants. Right here you'll see lots of yellow tapes. This is a ficus, and it used to be a ginormous plant that grew really tall, and for whatever reason it dropped all of its leaves. So what I did was I just snipped off half of it, and thank goodness new leaves grew from there. This one is a Hoya. I'm not a Hoya person. I bought it because of the shape look of its leaves. It's heart shaped, but so far it has not flowered for me whatsoever. I don't know how long you're supposed to grow it until it starts to flower, but the flowers are really cute. So I'm really looking forward to when it does flower for me. But so far it's just growing and it's setting up like new, size shoots or whatnot there. So I'm hoping to see flowers one day. I try to get these Christmas cactus, and for whatever reason, when I buy it, there's a whole bunch of these buds here, but as soon as I bring them home, within about a week or two, they all dry up and they fall off. It's really disappointing. I've never had any luck, but I've been trying several years to grow these guys. But it's growing bigger, so I guess that's a good sign. Hopefully next year it'll flower for me. This is ZZ from downstairs baby plant that I propagated, and these are very slow growing, by the way. It has taken about 4 or 5 years for it to get to this size. It's still small, but it's growing and it is producing like baby plants and more branches, so I'm happy with its progress. And it's actually fairly easy to propagate. It just takes a long time. This one, look at the colors of the leaves. Is it not so pretty? Oh my gosh, I love the color of these leaves. This one was gifted to me 5 years ago, and it's grown a lot and super easy to propagate. It's a vining type of plant, so if you like it as a hanging plant, or you hang it in a basket, it will trail down. Look at how it's trailing right here. And if you want to propagate, you just snip it, put it in water, and it will produce roots really quickly. This is another one of my favorite, is a cactus, and the plant has grown really big. When I bought it, I think it was only about up to here. It has grown really tall. I think it's supposed to flower, but I'm not really sure. Another rubber plant right here, same variety that I have downstairs. This one only has one in this pot. Notice how I have a whole bunch of sticky tape there? Yeah, I'll talk about it very soon. So this area right here is on my upper level. Don't mind the mess. In the summertime, this whole area right here is empty. There's nothing here. I set it up as my growing area for the winter because I am storing or growing some of the plants that are not hardy in my zone. The only plants that are here during the summer are these ones right here. I gotta show you this one. Look at this. Is that not the cutest thing ever? It's a lime tree, and I just got it about 2 weeks ago. It's grown quite a bit, and thank goodness the fruit staying on. But the disappointing thing is it was loaded with these tiny baby limes. But first week or so, it did really well. Didn't drop many of them. Look, it even has flowers, blooms that are on it. It's not super fragrant as I expected. It does have a scent on it, but it's not super strong. And the disappointing part is, look, some of the baby fruits have fallen off, and they're falling a lot. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong or why it's not happy. But yes, I don't know why. If you guys have any suggestions or any advice, I would love to hear. Oh, there we go. Whole bunch just drop again. Oh my God, it's so sad when they do that. But it is sending out a whole bunch of new growth right there since I brought it home. So I think it's happy. So I don't know why the fruits are falling off. So here, some of my Rose of Sharon that I have. I'm trying to propagate some store-bought rose stems here, just experimenting. I don't foresee it working, but it doesn't hurt to try. And these lemon plants here I grew from seeds, store-bought lemons, and they actually germinated. So I am looking forward to see if they actually will fruit. These are pomegranate plants, baby plant seedlings that I grew also from store-bought seeds. So they are growing. And this one is, what is this one again? Oh my God, I totally can't remember. And the reason it looks like so sad like this is because it was infected with spider mites. So I sprayed it down and it dropped and lost all of its leaves. But look, it's recovering. It's starting to push out baby plants. Okay, so let's talk about why I have a whole bunch of these sticky tapes. So when at the end of summer, I brought a whole bunch of plants in from outdoors, and I also repotted some plants. Like for example, these cuttings here, hydrangea cuttings right here, I repotted them in new pots, new soil, and they were doing really well. But then I started about 2-3 weeks in, I started to see what? Fungus gnats, lots and lots of them. So I had to go on Amazon and order a whole bunch of these yellow sticky tapes, and you can't imagine how much of it I had. And I think from my observation, it's from the soil that I used, the potting soil that I used to repot them. And my golly, I'll put up some pictures of some of the sticky tapes with the bugs on them. It's one of the worst infestation that have experienced. So I came across this issue about 5-6 years ago. And it took me about 2 to 3 years to get rid of them because back then I had no experience whatsoever on what to do. This time around, I've been fighting it for about 3 months now, and it's finally under control. I say I probably have about 10% of them left to deal with, but that's very manageable. And I've tried several methods of how to get rid of them. So I even got so desperate that I bought this. I honestly don't know if this was effective or not, but I Googled it and it was suggested that it might work. So I even tried this. So I broke some of these pieces off, put it in some water, let it soak, and then water the plants or the soil with it. I think when getting rid of fungus gnats, you have to do certain preventative measures in combination. One might not work. So what I did was I tried to dry out the soil in between watering, so the top 2-3 inches are dried out, because they tend to lay their eggs at the top, on the top layers. So if you dry them out, you kill the babies, and then of course you disrupt their life cycle. And then the other thing is watering from underneath rather than from the top. So if you water, I usually put my plants in a bucket of some sort, and I water from the bottom so that the bottom parts are wet, so the root system can still get water, but the top layer here will stay dry, so that the eggs will not produce new fungus gnats. I was doing that for about 3 months before I saw some improvement. They were flying all over my house. It was pretty gross this time around. And I have to say, is this one brand of soil that I bought that tends to have this problem a lot. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know if you guys ever experienced the problem with fungus gnats. I think if you garden, especially indoors, you'll come across it regardless, but it's just a matter of like how bad it is, right? This time around, I gotta say, mine was a doozy to fight off. Oh my gosh. So from now on, I'm changing the brand of soil I'm using because I do not want to run across this again. It takes a lot of time and effort, and it's stressful, to be honest with you, to deal with them. Oh, I think you might even notice I have grow lights. I honestly don't know how effective these are, but I figure it can't hurt to add extra lighting in. Although I have a lot of lights or sunlight coming from the skylight here, I also have some pot lights that are in the ceiling, but I did added two of these grow lights here just to make sure that my citrus plant here is happy. So yes, these are some of the other plants I have in my collection. I also have some more orchids that I'd like to show you guys in another part of the house too. As I had mentioned, so in terms of fighting the fungus gnats, one of the products that I use in combination with the other methods I use is this solution here, hydrogen peroxide. I bought it at like a local dollar store. It's about $2 or $2.50, I forget, per bottle. And the ratio I used was one bottle of this is equivalent to one bottle of water. So I diluted the solution and I watered my plants with it. And what this is supposed to do is to kill off any fungus gnats that were in the soil and its eggs. So in a way, you're disrupting its breathing cycle. And another thing I mentioned earlier is the sticky yellow tape here that I ordered from Amazon. It came in a huge package. This package had, I forget, like 100 sheets or whatnot. It was like 20 something dollars, and I just cut it to size as I needed them. And the good thing about this one is that it traps all of the adults that are flying around and in and around your plant. The reason also here is I put it on top of the pots like this so that when, there you go, you can see one right there. So when they're flying in and out of the soil, they get trapped and they get stuck here. So you're killing off the adult fungus gnats once again. Once you kill off the adults, they can't lay new eggs. And then when you kill off the eggs in the soil, now you're eliminating its breeding cycle. So I hope that was helpful. If anybody else have other ways that they've used to get rid of these pests, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to learn what has worked for you. Here are some of my other orchids that I have. These are the mini ones, and look at the cute colors. Oh my gosh, aren't they pretty? I just actually added these in recently. Oh, so pretty. I find the mini orchids, the smaller one, tend to produce a lot more of these side branches or stems. So they seem to have more flowers than the bigger ones that produce bigger flowers but less stems, at least from my experience. That's what I have observed. So here we go. I'll show you. The reason why I have these sticky yellow tapes here by the window is because they love to hang out around there. And as you can see, I hope I don't gross you guys out by showing you guys this. Look at the amount that are stuck on there. Yep. And I think also the reason they hang out by the window is because the bright light. And also around the windows, I find that there's a bit of moisture. And that is why they like to hang out there. And because of the moisture, what I have done is I sprayed my edges here with some bleach just to discourage any breeding that may happen around those areas. Oh my God, I gotta tell you, yes, I hope you never have to run through and experience an infestation of fungus gnats, but they are not fun to get rid of. Oh, I can't get over how pretty these colors are. Just so gorgeous. Look at that. Here is another one of the weeping ficus that I just bought recently, around 2 weeks ago. This is a bigger plant than the one in my living room, and look at this gorgeous coloring. Isn't it so pretty? I really hope that it'll do well here and grow bigger for me. So, so pretty. Ficus benjamina, or weeping ficus. Hopefully one day it will be about what, 4 or 5 feet tall. I don't honestly, I have 3 of them. I bought 3 of them actually. I honestly don't know where I'm gonna put them once they grow that big, but I'll figure that out when the time comes. Here's another new one I just added. This one I have never grown before. It is called pink jasmine. It produces these lovely white blossoms or flowers that are supposed to be like super scented, like jasmine scented. None have bloomed yet, so I have no idea how its actual scent or smell, but I can't wait until they open. Because I've always loved jasmine plant. I just have never really bought one, to be honest with you. So far, it's happy where I've put it. And I think these are the vining ones. So in the summertime, I am actually planning to bring it outside because they do like sunlight. But right now, it's just sitting here in my office. And guess what? This is my wall of all the seeds that I'm planning to grow this year. This is how my brain works. I stick it up on my wall like this so that I don't overbuy seeds. We always think we need a whole bunch of seeds, and then in reality, there's only so much you can plant. So I try to organize it like this so I know what I have so that I don't run out and get more. This is a list of all the roses that I have in my collection. These are the plants that I'm planning to grow. So yes, this is my wall of seeds that I have planned for this summer. This was what I was talking about when I said that they look like water droplets when the sun shines on them. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my goodness. If anyone knows what this is called, please leave in the comment below. I can't seem to find it at the nurseries or garden center, local garden centers around me. Maybe I can order it online perhaps. But yes, I definitely would love to have a second one. So pretty.